everyone, to another episode of the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. My name is DK Diamantes. My co-host Bricky will be teaching us all about the most ridiculous, insane, jar-filled things about 40k. But before he does, if you enjoyed today's podcast, head on over to patreon.com/AdeptusRidiculous. You can get access to our Discord, bloopers if they happen, behind-the-scenes polls, really cool stuff like HD posters that are just fancy. And support the podcast, patreon.com/AdeptusRidiculous. Bricky, tell these fine folks about some premium quality Adeptus Ridiculous merch.
Oh, Adeptus Ridiculous merch at orchid8.com. Check description. Got some shirts, got some hoodies, now in white and black. Got some long sleeve red maroon mechanical men's shirts. Got some stickers. Pretty cool. Check it out.
Cool.
Book Club Void Stalker, final one of the trilogy. Read it now. You know, gas station sushi. So
gas station sushi. What?
Have you never seen that video of the guy yelling at someone? He's like, "We're at gas station. We'll be getting sushi, of course. There was a roofie in our gas station sushi."
Who could have seen that coming? Who could have seen it?
All right, DK. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Shy. Put the image on. All right. You see this image, DK? You see it?
What? No, I don't. They do.
You see it. It's Fulgrim in a jar.
Oh yeah, Fulgrim in a jar. Yeah.
Do you know why Fulgrim's in this jar, DK?
I don't. I don't know why Fulgrim is in that jar.
Yep. So you do not understand the jar memes.
I have, as of right now, I have never seen the quote-unquote
beep
jar meme.
This is a totally new meme to you. You've never heard of it or seen it until today.
I have not. I feel like I would have remembered something called the
beep
jar meme. Like, I feel like I'm actually, like, in a better spiritual place for not knowing what the
beep
jar meme is. I feel like if I knew what it was, my quality of life would ever so slightly dip down.
That's a very interesting point, DK. I'm not going to tell you about it, but I just want to make sure everyone else knows.
I'm not Googling it. I'll tell you that. I'm not putting
beep
jar into Google. No.
I'm very glad. Good. All right. I just want our fan base to know that you don't know, and I'm just going to leave that there. DK!
Bricky!
Would you like to know what today's topic is?
Yeah, do you want me to guess first, or you just want to tell me?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
Okay. I know for sure it is not the, Perturabo and the Iron Warriors. I know that
You are
sure.
correct.
I know it has something to do with, metal, I think? Sort of? No?
Not really.
Oh, well, fuck. Maybe Emperor's Children, since we were talking about... Damn it! How about a Thousand Suns episode, huh?
Nope.
No. Can you give me...
You
is it
fail,
chaos-related?
You lose! Good
But that
day,
was only
sir!
2.
No, you said Iron War. Oh, you said it was.
I said it was not the Iron Warriors.
All right, fine. You get one more.
Oh, man.
Just throw something out there. Come on, just spit it out.
Salamanders
No,
and Vulcan. Damn it!
Hey, we're not doing Marines today.
Nice! Fuck the Marines.
You only chose
The
Marines.
40k Marines. Actual, like, United States Marines. You guys are great. Thanks for everything.
They eat a lot of crayons, though.
Okay. I didn't know that, but all right. I
know that?
I didn't realize that was a meme for the Marines, but okay.
Oh yeah, there's a meme that they eat crayons.
Okay.
It was an old joke where Marine stands for like muscles all required, intelligence not like I don't know what the E is, but yeah. I've got a lot of family in the military, so I make these jokes quite a lot. The amount of Chair Force memes I hear. Oh yes, as a classic Titan player.
It's a classic Titan. What's your favorite color to eat? Fuchsia.
So we're doing the Genestealer Cults.
Oh, okay. We briefly touched on the Genestealer Cult in the did we do a Tyranids episode? Yeah, we did a Tyranids episode.
Yeah, we did in
with
this episode.
With the scrote guns and we briefly touched on them, but yeah.
Yeah, the
Cool.
Genestealer Cults. They are a relatively new faction to play as, actually. They have their own minis. They're kind of like, they have this kind of Mad Max vibe, which is pretty cool. And it's like they got some Mad Max and a little bit of like, you know, religion of the creepy squiggly gods. It's great. Genestealer Cults have kind of gotten have GW taken a big dump on their chest a lot lately.
Oh.
So they're not particularly good, and they kind of jump up and down from being a good army here and there, but they're normally on the lower end, kind of like Tyranids, Tyranids.
Well,
But
so-
they're neat. They're super cool.
I was gonna ask, do you just play Genestealer Cult, or like or can you only roll them if you're a Tyranids player? Because technically they should be of the Tyranid faction, right? Like you wouldn't just roll an entire Genestealer Cult army, would you?
You would. Genestealer Cults are their
Oh!
own entirely separate army, but you can mix them together with Tyranids normally.
Okay.
Now, in the lore, the actual overarching Tyranids barely like look at them more like ants that are helping remove a dead animal from your house, and that's about it. They truly don't think very highly of them. But Genestealer Cults, if you're talking about gameplay, is a whole codex for themselves, and it's all on their own, and you can run them all on your own, or you can ally them with the larger Tyranids to do a combined force. It was actually pretty cool because it gave one of the Xenos armies that normally don't have allies some allies, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So the Genestealer Cults, you can also, I don't think you can technically soup means like combined forces with the Imperial Guard, but
Ew.
they do have like Imperial Guard stuff. I think maybe you can run Guard and you run them as something called Brood Brothers, because there are like regiments of Genestealer Cult Guard.
Yeah, well, because technically a Genestealer could take over like any sentient thing, right?
I'm not sure the extent of the Genestealers' reproductive abilities in that sense, but I know that I'm pretty damn sure that Genestealers are almost entirely based on old humans. I think that they mainly infect humans because humans breed like flies in Warhammer 40K. There's a lot of them. I don't know if there was ever any like elf Genestealers, like Eldar. I don't really know. I don't think it works with No, they try to do it against orcs. But if I was mistaken, I think we talked about this. It was like,
oh yeah, don't they like turn gray or something, and then all the orcs hate them and kill them or something?
I
Or they,
think
like,
they're
act really
not
weird and...
they're not aggressive enough.
Right.
The
I do vaguely
Tyranid
remember you
Genestealers
talking
too
about
like
that. Yeah.
yeah, it's too like subdued. So the other orcs are like, that's weird, and beat the shit out of them. So it never lasts for very long.
Naturally, yeah.
totally
I can
forgot
see
about
that with orcs. Yeah.
So let's talk about how it happens.
Okay,
so-
let's talk about it.
So Genestealers are a Tyranid unit. They're like a legitimate unit in the Tyranid army. It's called a Genestealer. And a Genestealer looks like a little bit of a hybrid between the xenomorph you know of, and then they got some like big ass head, multiple arms. They got like normally have like a long tongue. They look like your classic Tyranid, but like kind of a little more of a human hybrid Tyranid. They kind of look that way.
Yeah. Wow, I did not realize that that's what a Genestealer looked like.
The bottom picture I think is better.
Oh yeah. In my head, like, because I knew like Genestealers would like sort of like brainwash humans and stuff, I kind of just assumed that they were like the Genestealer itself was kind of like a face hugger, and it would just
no,
latch
it's like
onto
a
you and, like,
creature.
yeah, it is a creepy creature too. It is oof.
Yeah, Genestealers are they're really interesting little guys because the Tyranids themselves will send them out in a pretty large amount. They'll just throw them out there in the galaxy, these little Genestealers, in almost, I think, like, maybe in small quantities, but just in all the far reaches of the galaxy. And these Genestealers will actually find themselves in maybe a cargo hold in a starship they'll land on, or a space hulk, or they'll land on a planet, and they'll kind of hide for a long period of time. Because the Genestealer is actually super stealthy. They're very sneaky. They stow away for a long, long time. They can be incredibly slick.
I guess they kind of have to be to steal genes.
They gotta steal them genes.
They gotta steal them
but they're, like, I think all the Tyranids are technically a little minorly psychic to an extent. But the Genestealer is also, and it can kind of hypnotize a human with this weird effect they have with their eyes. So you can imagine, like, take a horror movie, right? Honestly, a Genestealer stowing away on a cargo hold, even though it's just a ripoff of Aliens, would be a very, very good film. So a Genestealer is like in the back of a cargo hold, like hiding behind a bunch of boxes and crates or something. And then, like, the humans are having a meeting. One human stays behind to do something, yada yada. You know, you could picture it. The camera is like from the eyes of the Genestealer hiding behind the box.
Yep, sees him doing all his menial tasks. Yep.
And then he, like, maybe the Genestealer bumps something, and the guy looks over that direction, and he sees, like, just two bright yellow eyes coming from, like, a dark space in the back of the hold. And this will kind of, like, hypnotize him and kind of pacify him. And he'll walk towards the Genestealer. And once they're lured in, the Genestealer has that tongue. They got serious tongue game. And there's like a whip coil, and the tongue will indeed penetrate a human.
No.
I don't know how it penetrates. My assumption is through the mouth, but you know, it gets in there somehow. It's these are Tyranids. These are nasty bugs.
Super nasty.
But yeah, normally it goes into the body of the host, and it ends up depositing its DNA and a bunch of other like reproductive cycle organisms inside of the host itself.
No, so he literally uses his tongue to come inside them?
Well, it's genetic material. I don't know if it's particularly the white stuff, but
essentially he's leaving his seed in that person via his tongue and a hypnotized.
It's more of on the lines of it's like a virus, and it affects like it affects like the cells of the host instead of like there is an organism inside of you. It's more like I am adjusting your DNA.
Oh, that sucks.
I think ish, but yes, it's very gross. But it's very alien. But yeah, I don't think you can find the anomaly. Like if someone was to get hit by a Genestealer and then their buddies were to like open the guy up, they wouldn't find like an alien egg in him. Like he's just changed.
Yeah, well, if he's changed at like if his DNA has been like rearranged, you can't really. I mean, you need to go at a microscopic level to see the change, right?
I would assume that without the assistance of perhaps a psychic heavy inquisitor or really getting down into it, you wouldn't see a major difference.
Yeah.
And especially not when you think about the people who are being infected, you know, like truckers and stuff.
Yeah.
But after that, the host will eventually wake up hours later with no injuries of any kind and absolutely no memory of what happened. They would just wake up completely oblivious with no sign of damage.
Where'd all the denim go? The Genestealer took it. Wait, go ahead.
I'm glad we have the drum set.
This episode's sponsored by Levi.
No free ads.
No, that's right. Hashtag not sponsored.
Yo, Levi,
because the Genestealers took all of them.
Yeah, they took my money and my
Damn
pants.
It. My jeans. Where are my jeans? Oh no, he's changed. Where are his jeans?
Oh, jeans. You're wearing jeans goes in there. Genestealer does its work. You wake up wearing khakis. It's like, oh no, my jeans!
My jeans, and now I've got these awful beige khakis.
Oh no, they're cargo shorts. They go above the knee.
There are too many pockets.
I can finally fit all my incense. Eventually, though, the person who got infected by the Genestealer cult, or the Genestealer, will live on like a totally normal life and have a pretty heavy, like they get really horny. They're just like, I must mate, I must have family. They get to a pretty large extent of wanting to start like a family and reproduce with the other species, with the other humans.
Right.
So this. No, DK. No.
Sorry,
please, after you.
I was just gonna ask, did they have that like sudden like sexual drive and desire to mate because like since their DNA's altered, they're just gonna give birth to more like gene altered kids, and then it just keeps perpetuating, and they just keep making more and more like brainwashed gene stolen people.
DK, have you ever seen Happy Souls? It's a little video animation about Dark Souls 2.
I have not.
There's a part when they're in like a museum with a bunch of dinosaur bones, and one guy says, I really like looking at giant bones because then you can kind of imagine what they looked like before they were giant bones. And the other guy says, you phrased that really weirdly, but I know exactly what you're talking about. That's how I felt right now. It's like, okay. You phrased that very strangely, DK, but I get it.
I did. I'll give you that. It was very strangely worded, but as long as you understood what I meant and you can answer said weirdly stated question, that's all that counts.
Well, luckily for you, I have some answers.
Yay!
So the infected human, the dude who got tongued, he's known as the contagi, which is the infected human urged to mate. And therefore when they do mate, in general, they pass it along to other humans. So now their seed has been infected. So every time they mate with anyone else, it is passed along. The first generation of children, generation 1, is the, I am so sorry, Malignancy?
Oh God.
Malignancy? I can't pronounce word.
You did the best you could.
I tried. These are like slightly altered looking Genestealers. When this baby comes out, it has like 4 arms. It looks awful, but it's a little bit more human looking. Got like a little bit more of a normal head, a little less of a plate. The second generation, the kids after this, are known as hybrids. These look a lot similar to the first generation, but they have a bit more human features on the face. A little more normal. A generation 3 after that is known as a true hybrid. These take a full upright stance. They're bipedal. They kind of might be passed off for like a mutant of the regular human species.
Okay.
So in that point in time, because Tyranids aren't really known to the public, these are like when you've got ratlings and ogren and astropaths, all these mutant strains, these guys might not be that weird. You might think they're weird, but they might not be awful.
Right.
The 4th generation is known as the primacy, I believe. And these aliens can basically pass for human. Some join the Imperial Guard. Some are just workers in society, and they're good workers, so no one asks any questions. Some possess psychic powers. They look weird. They got blue skin and stuff, but they're basically just bald, scrotum head looking, blue skinned, just dudes.
Okay.
They look like some dudes that just didn't get enough oxygen.
Mm-hmm. But they're still like the DNA altered bloodline that's eventually gonna turn on everybody, right?
Oh yeah, but they're basically just humans.
How does it get to that point? Because like at some point, like you're at a childbirth and it's like, seen kids that look like that before. They grew up to be gene stealing assholes. Like, shouldn't shouldn't there be a pretty big tell? And like,
So-
shouldn't it never really get to generation like 4, 5, 6? Because it's just, shouldn't she see the signs of the Genestealer at some point?
So remember, no one knows the Tyranids exist.
Oh, that's right.
Unless you have a really smart Inquisitor that just so happens to be visiting your planet or something. The Tyranids are not known to the public.
Right.
Also, like, Genestealers themselves, these cults, are normally festering, like, underground. Or in, like, the bottom of like, a mine. These weird hybrids are, like, scurrying underground. Almost like little scavengers. No, and no one knows about the Tyranid threat. They don't know what's going on. It might just, especially when these are 5 generations. You know, this is a kid this is like 100 and something years. At some point, the populace is just gonna turn a little blue, and no one's really gonna bat an eye.
Yeah, that's I suppose that's true. If you don't know about the Tyranid threat, and you don't know about Genestealers, and you don't even know to look out for them, I suppose they just seem like, oh yeah, they're just a mutant. It's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, considering the horrible work so many Imperial colonies have, like, it's like, well, darn it, I stood too close to the Psyker for too while, and now I'm blue.
Goddamn psychers.
I've been working 18-hour shifts. I'm not getting enough oxygen. I'm blue. Dabu dee dabu da. I don't know.
If I were green, I would die. Dabu dee
Yeah,
die.
if they were green, they'd be Nurgle.
Oh, that's true. They'd be Nurgle if they were green. Yeah.
But that's kind of where the fun parts of the Genestealer cults come from, is that there are often larger, like, regular Tyranid bug boys. These are things known as broodlords, or things like called a patriarch. And these hide, you know, way in the depths of a hive city, or in the sewers of the streets. And they kind of send out little psychic signals to people. And really kind of work and mess around with the populace of Genestealer cult guys that are down there in the bottom. They send psychic signals. They're not like puppeting them, so to speak, but they're kind of influencing them. And this grows, like, this cult grows and grows and grows underground, in back alleys, in just anywhere like this that's away from the general populace. But it's like a festering, like a disease.
Yeah. So it was when you said that they had like that desire to mate, I thought they were just like infiltrating the populace, and they find someone's like, oh yeah, I'll make a life with you. But I guess it would make more sense if they were just like, oh yeah, let's do this underground where no one's gonna question it, and then boop, pop into society. And yeah.
Yep. And during this whole period of time, they are in a devout belief for their gods to arrive. The cult of the Forearmed Emperor is one of the names for it. So this is why these are known as cults, because they're actually they're literally cults. They talk with secrets. They have special ways to communicate. They've got underground messengers, and they create a legitimate secret cult, normally underground, dedicated to the Brood Brothers and the Forearmed Emperor that one day will come to save them all.
Yeah, I do remember what happens when when a Genestealer loses its usefulness. I do remember that bit from the Tyranid episode, and I'm just like, oh, you really don't want that.
Nope.
You really don't want that. That's not. Oh, if only you knew. If only you knew.
The slow building up of these cults is kind of why they have a Mad Max vibe, because they have their leaders, their Primus, and I think they have like a Magus, and all these other kinds of names for their groups, and you know, they act very Imperial like. They've got kind of a religious undertone. They're praying to the gods that'll come and save them, you know, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But that's why they have that Mad Max vibe, is because often these are just civilians, like blue-collar workers, miners, you know, just people like that. And that's why a lot of their weapons in game are tools normally. Because eventually, and you might remember this very well from the Infinite and the Divine, but eventually the time for war will happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when war does happen, when it's time for the war to begin, they sprout out of like sewer grates. They're hiding in the like political back rooms. They take over giant what's it called? Like populated areas, and then it's just out of nowhere, a giant coup occurs from all of these weird purple boys who've been hiding in the sewers for 100 years.
Yep, they come out the woodworks. In the Infinite and the Divine, they just came out from everywhere during that play. It was just fucking, it was pandemonium. It was just in a snap of a finger. They're everywhere, and it's just holy, yeah.
Yep, they've retooled a lot of their equipment. A surprisingly powerful melee weapon in the game is a whole bunch of these dudes with rock saws. Like they actually use mining like saws to kill you. They use mining lasers very often.
Sure.
Cutting tools. There's even a unit, I think it's called an aberrant, which just takes like a stop sign and it just carries it as a giant club.
Something about stops, like I don't know why, but in the world of 40K, I just don't imagine there being stop signs.
You know, that's fair.
Yeah, it's so futuristic. I'm like, what the fuck would they need a stop sign for? Anyway, yeah, I don't know why.
No one's stopping in the Imperium.
It's always go for the Emperor.
But it's like they have this very guerrilla warfare fighting. They like ride up on motorcycles and have like snipers. They do have psychers as well, and little acolytes. So yeah, psychers are a thing, and these are Tyranid psychers, so they can be pretty spooky. They'll like roll up on a dirt bike. They'll hit a ramp and then throw like a demo charge beneath them and blow up a tank. A lot of them have entered the Imperial Guards, so they'll take the Lehman Russes and stuff and kind of turn them on their buddies.
Oof. Damn.
So yeah, it's total pandemonium. It's complete and utter pandemonium. It just goes into a worldwide coup. They've actually got some great, like the names of some of their stratagems. Let me see if I can. Genestealer Cult Wahapedia, the best source for learning about things.
Yeah, that picture of all of the Genestealer Cult minis on bikes. I'm like, man, they should be in the X Games.
The X Games.
The X Games. I don't. Do they still do the X Games? Is that still?
I don't know if they do the X Games. I don't know. But the names of their abilities. They have like stratagems called like clandestine goals. They came from below. I like that one a lot.
That one. That's like an old 80s horror comic book movie.
Overthrow the oppressors is one of them. Detonate concealed explosives, or one of my favorite name stratagems in the entire game, a plan generations in the making.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a really fun one.
That tells you like everything you need to know about the well, not everything, but it's a nice little like, you know, because they've gone through several generations of Genestealers to get to this point, and bam, now you're fucked.
There's a lot of neat cults too. There's a lot of various names of cults. Like they've got the cult of the Forearmed Emperor, of course. They have the Pauper Princes.
Pauper. Oh well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah,
they're like, what was it? They're very like, they're super zealous to protect their cult leaders. There's the Rusted Claw.
Ooh, that's cool.
There's the Hive Cult, the Twisted Helix, which is neat.
Twisted Helix is really great because they literally have reforged your DNA. Oh, I like that. That's cool.
That's a fun one. One of the best ones is known as the Bladed Cog, which is a Genestealer Cult of Mechanicus.
Okay.
Which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of really cool names for it, but when they actually get together and start to overthrow the government and go full on war, like I don't. It's interesting because it's not really difficult to describe. Like, imagine if you were going to overthrow a government and you did not have the tech the government did, or let's say that you were a bunch of miners and you were going to overthrow. You're gonna overthrow your captors or something. You would take your pickaxes. You would take your dynamites. You would have you take your like what do they call it? Not forklift. I guess you could use a forklift if you truly wanted to, but
yeah, you could, like a bulldozer or something.
A bulldozer. Just you would use these things. The killdozer. Remember the killdozer?
Yeah. Anything that could be used as a weapon.
Exactly.
Anything that could kill someone. Which
and so this is the oh god they do. But this is the 40K variant. You know, rock saws and lasers and explosives, and you know they have like little ridge runners and bikes, and they even have some really, and of course psychic powers of course, and some of these psychic powers are pretty nuts. I like one called Might from Beyond, which is the ability to use the psyker to amplify any of the hidden genetic curses from their body to make them a lot more powerful, like stronger.
Okay.
They can mind control people, which is pretty cool. They have mass hypnosis, which I think was in Infinite Divine when the opera singer was singing, and it was basically like turning all the people to kill each other.
Oh, that's right. The opera singer was doing that, wasn't she? I forgot all about that. You're right. Yeah.
Which has Orikin's best line in the whole book, where he's like, "Damn it, Schlazen, you got us box seats to a coup."
True. Yeah. And that whole thing happened because of a joke Trazen was trying to play on Orikin.
It is. Oh, that's a great damn book.
That's such a good book.
But there's even a few other side things. I don't know if Shy has a picture, but this guy called the Keller Morph. He's easily my favorite Tyranid cult model. The Keller Morph is, I think he's like a variant hybrid of the Genestealer, but he's got like 4 arms, but 3 separate revolvers. He's literally yeehaw, like Big Iron McGee. Oh, 3 arms and 3 revolvers.
Yeah,
he's a cowboy.
Meme. There was a meme you showed me about this guy.
I probably did,
what
yeah.
It was, but I've seen this mini, and I remember talking about him, and there was some kind of like McCree meme about him.
Well, he does have the big iron on his hip. In fact, he's got 3 big irons.
Yeah, he's got all the big irons. He's cool. I like him.
And whoa, DK, his name is not McCree now.
Oh, you're right.
Excuse you,
I forgot all
DK.
about that. Excuse me.
All right.
Has he gotten a new name yet?
Yeah, it's named Mr. Cosby.
Is that really?
Of course fucking not. Are you shitting me?
I was gonna say, it's Blizzard. I don't know. They could make a dumb move like that and be like,
that was the joke, is the McCree guy was fucking awful.
I know, but Blizzard is so tone deaf, they could absolutely be like, oh yeah, we changed him to John Cosby, and it's like, oh, Blizzard. Oh, this is awful. This is terrible. So Genestealers, eh?
Yeah, man, fuck Blizzard.
Yeah, fuck Blizzard. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. Yes, so a lot of these kinds of like the Keller Morph, he's like the accurate gunslinger. I had a Keller Morph one-tap my Celestine one time, but I think it was before the new codex, but I think he like one-tapped her and she didn't revive, and I was like, oh my god, she got shot so dead that she just left. Oh my god, this guy just completely blasted him.
Jesus. Well,
he's super funny though. He's super fun. I love his getup. He's literally yeehaw man.
Yep.
Also,
I love hand cannons. Hand cannons are great.
If you notice, if you look at his character, in between his legs, there's like a little Tyranid symbol. That's like his little cult icon.
Oh, I just thought that was a crescent moon.
No, it's a little
You're
bug.
right. Yeah, it's a little bug. It's a little Tyranid medallion. Oh, that's cool.
There's a lot of them. They tend to wear a lot of like Tyranid medallions.
Oh, good for them.
But fortunately, it depends on for them. But often after this happens and the giant war occurs, then it becomes time for the fleet to legitimately arrive. Now, of course, every action of the cult is a step towards their final destiny, right?
Yeah.
It's a step towards their finality, the ability that the cultists are seeding the world for their great gods, their ultimate masters. And eventually, like, this might take a while. They might conquer the entire planet, and then they're just kind of there waiting for maybe sometimes even decades or even centuries later.
Whoa.
It might take a long time. But eventually, once the Tyranids arrive and they feel that shadow in the warp, they're finally excited that, you know, their gods have arrived. Sometimes they're still fighting the enemy when they do arrive. And during this period of time, the Tyranids will, you know, psychically not attack the Genestealer cults, and they'll work with the Tyranid race in a will to destroy whatever remaining defenders might be on the planet.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the very brief time in which they work with each other. This does not last, because of course the cult will always believe it is the darkest before the dawn. And as the Tyranids finally arrive and rain from the sky like meteors of flesh, they will have a guy mowing the lawn outside my house. What the fuck? I'm trying to talk about Genestealers!
Couldn't even tell, to be fair.
Couldn't even hear it?
Can't hear it. You've got a great noise gate on your mic, by the way.
Fuck, man, it's quite loud on my side. Shit.
Yeah, can't even hear it.
Well,
even know.
unfortunately...
Until you yelled it, I couldn't even...
Well, they're mowing the lawns of flesh in that case, and they're making their way. They're getting their stuff taken over. But yeah, as like the Tyranid, because you have to imagine in the skies, right? It looks like it's just raining meteors, like a swarm that is literally blocking out the sun, and all it is a bunch of big ass bugs.
Ew.
And then during this time, they're on their knees, like, yes. Yes! Yes! The Forearmed Emperor's arrived! They've come!
Oh.
And of course, you know, they're really happy until their psychic signals tell them to walk into the giant pool of dissolving acid.
Yep, this is the part I remember.
Yep. It's like, hey, buddy, you've done a good job. Great job. That's cool. We're gonna have you forcibly walk into a giant pool of dissolving acid so we can repurpose your biomass, and we're going to sever the neural link with your brain so that right before you go into the acid, you will then remember everything you did and how you betrayed your loved ones and the Imperium at large, and how you feel horrible and right before you die.
Yeah, right before you just get dissolved by acid, and it's just
it's like the most metal thing.
Way to go.
It's super metal that the Tyranids do that. They're like, right before you get dissolved, we're gonna sever the neural link, and you're gonna remember everything you did, but you're gonna remember it with a sane mind.
Oh, that's so fucked up. You're right, it is very metal, but it's so fucked up. When you mention that they come to the planet and they're just like fleshy meteorites, the only thing I could think of was that movie Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, where it's just raining meatballs.
Oh god. I can imagine that same movie, but there's that clip where the police officer is like running towards the guy from the distance in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just imagining that's like the Inquisitor. He senses like a Tyranid invasion, and he's like you know, that's a pretty good way to exterminatus the planet. Oh yeah, they exterminatus the planet in the If and the Divine.
Yeah, they sure did. And Trazyn and Orkin had front row seat. Well, Orkin was on the planet still when it got exterminatus. But yeah,
they were underground.
Yeah, you got to see firsthand exterminatus, and Trazyn got out with his little his breadcrumb trail of clone copies, or guard or whatever that he body transferred to. Yeah, the Lich Guards.
Yeah, that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like the
But
breadcrumb trail of them.
but yes, then the entire planet is now usable, powerful biomass for the Tyranids, and then they therefore become more Tyranids, and they consistently increase the strength of the Tyranid fleet. The capillary towers are created. The entire ground turns into like a mass of just gross, like a network of veins beneath the skin of just biomass. And everything gets sucked up, sent back to the fleet, and they move on.
Ugh. Thanks, Genestealer Cult. You did a really good job. It all
They
sounds
did
very
their
disgusting.
They seeded the world for the arrival of the Tyranid race, and they caused problems.
Big problems. Well, the planet is doomed, right? Because they consume it. And they just eat it, and
Absolutely.
That planet is done fucked.
Would you like a Bricky quote, DK?
Oh, of course, I'd love a Bricky quote. Check it off on your bingo cards, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
Jesus.
In the sunless body of our hive, the flock of the faithful grows. We are guided by our great father's sacred vision, protected by his loving hands. Within these holy shadows we dwell, while the impure bathe in spire-topped starlight. And what lies between those stars? What sails beyond those distant suns? Shrouded in night, born within that eternal black, our redeemers, our gods, truer than the silent, long-dead emperor, the children of the void. We hear them in our dreams. We feel them in our blood. They call and we will answer. We will rise and claim the engines of labor that have bound us in servitude. This world will burn. It'll be cleansed, purified, made ready, and the heavens will deliver our reward. So yeah, they're basically just the Imperium, but they worship the gods of the stars.
They worship the Tyranids. Yeah. Damn, they really are a cult. That's... Whew. Even the delivery was just like so... Just this deranged cult following. Just... Ugh. Genestealers are bad. They're bad.
They're bad. They are very bad. They are gross. Yeah. They are bad.
They're gross and bad, and well, I don't ever want to be. I don't ever want to have my DNA rearranged by a Genestealer.
The twisted helix, man.
It's true. I mean, you get some pretty cool drip apparently by some cool names, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not get the old tongue fucking from a Genestealer.
Well, you don't remember it though, so you're fine.
That's true. You just wake up in khakis with too many pockets. That's right.
Yeah, you just wake up with your pants gone. Like, God damn it, it took my kidney.
I knew I shouldn't have worn the good jeans today. Damn it.
They have those.
Did it to myself.
I thought that should be a comedic sitcom where you know what? There's the plan. You take a room of 7 or 10 people. You have to have them survive on a space station like Among Us, but. But during that period of time, it's not about living. It's about keeping your pants. And so the moment you wake up with khaki, you're like, fuck, I lost.
I lost. They stole my jeans. Although now all I can imagine is one of those Genestealers with like the forearms and like a Levi's commercial, like posing. Jeans so good, you'll steal them. Yeah.
Jeans so good, you think they'd be stolen. Gene's so good, we have to put down a rebellion every solar generation.
Gene's so good, I ate a planet for them.
Gene's so good, they make you hungry.
Oh.
I'm actually curious about this Twisted Helix group. Let's see. Hailing from the macro alchemical distilleries that provide the Medicaid class civilized worlds of Vajolium 3. What the fuck was that sentence?
Vajolium 3, eh? All right.
Hailing from the macro alchemical distilleries that provide the Medicaid class civilized world of Vajovium the Third, with its exported medicines. Why use big word when small word do trick?
Because how else are you gonna sound smart unless you're like, oh yeah, the macronutritional exporting of you gotta sound smart. Otherwise, if you're just like, yeah, they export medicine, it's like, anybody can say that. But if you use big words, you sound big smart.
The cult's broodkin skulk in enormous metafactoria that appear from the aristocracy's spires like the laboratories of some godly sage, all spiral glass pipelines and chimneys that belch strangely colored smoke. At the high cost of the volunteers' lives, the magisters of the industrial cult have learned how to extract the germ seed of the Genestealer and incorporate it into the curative syringe vials that form a major part of the medical export. Oh my god. So they found a way to take out the Genestealer seed and then find a way to lace it inside of the. So this is a planet that has a massive export of medicine. And what they do is they put the Genestealer strain into the medicine and then ship it to other systems.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
That's so cool.
It is very cool, but that's so fucked up. Oh my god.
That's right. They're insane doctors that ship tainted medical supplies into other systems. That's so cool.
That is for, oh boy. So you could just be on some random ass Imperium planet and, like, damn it, I cut my finger. God. And you're just like, let me get some, let me get some medical ointment for it, put a Band-Aid on it, and and then suddenly you're a gene seed cult?
That's
a Genestealer cult? Remember?
Maybe or like maybe you're really sick and they give you a shot of penicillin. In reality, they just impregnated you.
Yeah. Ooh. Worst headache ever.
Ooh. Wake up from that one.
Yeah. Yuck. That's that's fucked up. Ooh wee. That is oof. I don't like that. It's very cool though. That's very sinister. Very cool.
Would you like to know some of the relics they have? So
Yes.
Every faction has things called relics. For example, there's actually a relic that I have in my on a Night Lord's character you can use called the Scourging Chains, and it's actually the person is draped in the chains of the Screaming Gallery. So it's actually pretty neat. Like they have like lore things like that. I think actually in the Sisters Codex in the Crusade mode, you can actually use the sword that decapitated Doge Vandire.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
That's cool.
But they have something called the Staff of the Subterranean Master. It's capped by a sculpture of a Tyranid god. It resonates with animalistic power, giving a psychic allure, allowing the wielder to cause the tiny vermin of the land to rise up. Poisonous worms, spiders, plague rats, everything like that will immediately become like your friends and attack other enemies through the streets. Jeez. This dude's got a staff and he's like, ding ding, and then all the fucking spiders start like putting on boxing gloves and start beating the shit out of you.
That sounds like some Nurgle shit.
Well, it's just like any kind of vermin. I guess like flies and stuff, sure, but it's also like rats and maybe even like dogs and like cats.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
That's crazy.
Little like mosquitoes and shit. Ugh. Mm-hmm. That's such a cool idea though.
And very surprisingly powerful. I mean, because there's always vermin and shit like that all over, and you get enough of it to just converge and ugh.
I think there's something here. What's this? The Gift from Beyond. It's a long-barreled rifle painted with the blood of a patriarch, given to a wielder that has the ability to deal with its instincts. And I think it's just like a long sniper rifle, I think, but it has the blood of the patriarch. There's some other really weird ones. There's like the metal, fucking GW. It's just okay. This is one. The Reliquary of Saint Tendark. It's a sacred remains of a saint who had a spiritual importance like the Pauper Princes. It is said that he was a magus, and the first gene sect of them dove in front of his patriarch to save him from a sniper bullet, died in the process. So now they like keep his reliquary, I guess.
Oh.
It's very sisters-like.
Yeah, that's a very sister thing to do. That doesn't. Yeah.
There's a crouchling.
Oh.
A crouchling is a skittering Genestealer familiar in a very high voice. And it's very weak, but it has a good psychic presence, and it makes people have hallucinations.
First I thought it sounded like Hound. It's this tiny little high-pitched mistress.
That makes sense, but it's more like a Genestealer.
Yeah.
Yo, there's a cult called the Sons of Yorman Gander. What the hell?
What is who's Yorman Gander?
In Norse mythology, Jormungandr is the giant snake. It's the world serpent.
Gotcha.
Did you play God of War?
I played God of War 4.
Yeah. It's the big snake.
Yeah. I think it was 4 that he was in, right? I think
it was 4, yeah.
Snake. Okay, cool. I need to
guess
finish 4 now that Ragnarok's been announced. Anyway, go ahead.
This one hails from a string of infested space stations across the Black Nebula. They worship a Hive Fleet, the Hive Fleet Jormungandr, because there is a Hive Fleet of Tyranids known as Jormungandr.
Okay.
And they use the relative safety of the orbital stations to mask their spread. Interesting. I wonder if, I think where the Tyranid bioships fill hauled out asteroids with spores and hurl them at hold the fucking phone.
What?
The vector of infection used by the Suns is inspired by the Hive Fleet they worship, where the Tyranid bioships fill hollowed out asteroids with egg-like spores and hurl them at planets.
Whoa!
And the sons of the Jormungandr stow away in bulk freighters and cargo ships that go into the space station. They stop to like refuel and dock, and then these dudes like skitter their way onto the ships and then spread.
Oh,
that's dope as hell.
I'm still on that asteroid part. Like, so
I didn't know Jormungandr did that.
They just hollow out an asteroid, fill it with eggs, and then just yeet.
Yeet. They do it like Mass Effect Arrival, where they blow up like the relay.
That's like, oh boy, that sucks. That's like the Cadbury cream egg from hell. You know, the creamy center is just like, look, it's Tyranid eggs.
That's a good ass analogy. I like that. The Cadbury cream egg from hell.
That's what it is. It's awful. Oh god, it's not a creamy, wonderful, sugary center. It's Tyranid eggs. We're fucked.
What's that one joke? It's like, get out of here. All you do is bring pestilence. And it's like, I also bring gifts. Aw, it's eggs. Damn it.
I don't know that one, but yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it before.
Maybe.
I saw this one small one with Nurgle. And there's like, where is brother Stinkiness? And he's like, oh, he's out sick. I was like, oh, okay. And then Nurgle's guy's like, wait a fucking second. He's out sick.
Yeah, if a Nurgle's out sick, I just imagine that they're very healthy and they're feeling good, and you know.
They look normal.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, he's been come down with the clean.
Oh no. Also, oh my god, don't clean your Nurgle models. Oh god.
Have you seen the Great Clean one?
Yeah. When Kirioth was doing the Dreadnought episode, we went on this whole big thing about how much more unsettling clean Nurgle models look than like their decrepit, ugly form. And stop cleaning your Nurgle models.
Dude, no one cleans their Nurgle models besides a couple people who just really want to cause problems.
Those people are very talented, but it's so cursed. It's
the best kind of cursed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. Okay, whatever.
I said it's the best kind of cursed, dude.
Yes, exactly. Totally the best kind of curse, Bricky. You're 100% right. I don't know what I was talking about.
Damn fucking straight. Anyway, I think that's about what we got on terms of Genestealer cults. You know, they don't have a whole lot of like, I mean, there's some stuff other cults that we could talk about in a later episode, but it's very much just like, Yeah, it's what it seems like. The Genestealers seed a world, the world rises up, waits for the Tyranids to arrive, they get to eat it, and then move on.
Yep.
But they're really, it's a really neat idea. It's a neat concept.
Yeah, it's a crazy way to take over a planet, and it takes generations potentially. Like you could live and die before the Genestealer Cult's plan comes to fruition.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, you absolutely could.
Yeah.
It is a very cool idea. It's very funny. I like the little chemicals or alchemy, all this stuff. It's great.
Yeah, it's dope. It's been great. I've had immense fun learning today.
Wonderful. Well, everyone, thank you for listening to this episode of Adeptus Ridiculous. We're going to make sure that DK never understands Fulgrim in a jar. My name has been Bricky. You can find me everywhere. You could also check out the Adeptus Ridiculous Twitch page, which we might begin doing some more streams soon on. We did a painting stream recently. Right now, it might only be once a week, maybe if even, but we'd like to do more if possible. So check it out. If anything, shoot us a follow. Say what's up. DK, where could they find you?
DK Diamantes everywhere, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and nobody cares about Instagram.
Yeah, and you can find Quiet Shy, Quite Shallow, and all the other words you want to find her at. I don't know how she does her stuff. Whatever, man.
Whatever, man.
I'm gonna go worship my forearm emperor. He lets me smoke fucking that good boof.
Lock up your jeans, by the way.
Keep those jeans safe.
Yeah, lock up those Levi's, because khakis are...
Khakis are cringe.
That's the ending.